Hello and welcome to the Watchtower Watch Reviews with your host DK. Thank you very much to my 1000 subscribers. As you can see, it hasn't changed me at all. And no, I don't know where the accent is supposed to be from either. I think it's somewhere north of Downton Abbey. As I say, nothing has changed in the channel other than the subscriber count. Very much appreciate that. Beautiful vintage that. So, like I say, still a budget channel, still very much the same channel, nothing has changed, but in the meantime, here is a €3,000 Breitling. It's a SuperOcean 42, fantastic watch, my first luxury experience I've had, and hopefully you guys will enjoy the ride as well. Let's get to it.
Sorry, I think I had something stuck in my throat there for the intro of the video. Not sure what happened. Yeah, I'm not doing the accent for the whole video because honestly, a minute of that is enough. You don't need to hear me do 12 minutes of a full British accent. I'm Irish and proud, and I'm going to keep it that way. I'm also budget and proud, and I have not taken leave of my senses. This is not my watch. This is actually my dad's Breitling SuperOcean. He wears one watch the entire time, and he's probably spent the same amount of money on his one watch that I've spent on all of mine. However, it is his one piece, so I can let that one go. I think that's a good idea. It is a 42 SuperOcean. He got it from an authorised dealers in our hometown of Cork City. So he got it from Keen's Jewelers. I'll drop a link to their website. There will be no affiliate links on this one, just because I'm not sure I could really suggest people buy a $3,000 watch if they're watching my channel when I'm a budget channel. But it's fun to do a review of one. Inside in all the box you have the usual warranty cards, you have the chronometer certification, and of course the guarantee as well. Nice guarantee actually in sort of a glass casing for it. However, we care about the watch. Inside in this very nice black leather watch roll made of genuine leather is this 42 SuperOcean. Now we take that out for a second. You have your usual hang tag inside with the Breitling 1884 logo on it, and you have nothing else inside. It's time for the watch. So dimensions on this one, you're looking at 42mm as the name might suggest, 46 if you include that crown at the 3 o'clock position, 49.5mm lug tip to lug tip, and this one's not on a bracelet. It does also have a bracelet option on it, but it costs more. Speaking of cost, this one costs about £2,800, €3,300 retail price. However, you can always get a bit off that. Lug width on this one, 20mm with the strap tapering down to 18.5mm. Thickness 13.3mm, so not overly thick for a dive watch, and weight on the rubber strap is 115 grams. So specs on this one, and well, unfortunately it is an alloy. No, I'm joking, it's not. It's 316L stainless steel case, crown, and the bezel, of course. And they are all polished surfaces. The bezel, however, is a rubber molded 120 click one. Rubber molded isn't something I've seen before, and it's not even something I've seen on an Homage of anything. Unusual choice for Breitling. I'm not really sure where that was going. I know if it's a dive watch aesthetic, but a bit of an unusual one. The click on the bezel is of course nice and solid, and it should line up at 12 o'clock. However, does it? We'll save that for later. Not too sure on that one. You can see there this is on a strong rubber strap as well, with a high polish stainless steel signed buckle. The strap itself is pretty comfortable, not too bad, good flex in it, but a good bit of resistance as well, so it should last a good while as well. This one, my dad's had it for a couple of years, so it has been through the wars a small bit. So again, this is very much a used example. Domed sapphire crystal with a bit of AR coating. I believe the AR coating is either clear or slightly tinged blue with a nice level of distortion on that one. However, it is pretty much a printed dial. It's not very applied. I believe the logo is the only thing that's actually applied on this one. Signed screw down case back on this one, and a signed screw down crown, of course, with the Breitling Winged Bee, giving this one 500 meters of water resistance. However, I believe it's actually a solid screwed in case back, and I think this is one of those monoblock cases where you have to take out the crystal to actually change anything on it. So, I mean, you're not going to do that with a watch this price anyway, but you know, it's just something to mention. And you can see there the usual stuff written on the back, the water resistance and the usual details. The movement inside is a Breitling 17 movement. It hacks and hand winds. It is COSC certified. It beats at 28,800 vibrations per hour. Pull it out once, you can hand wind it. Pull it out a second time, it allows you to change that date at the 3 o'clock position. So wind it towards yourself, I think. Yeah, wind it towards yourself to change the date. And also pull it out once more, and it allows you to stop the clock and set the time, of course. So it is time for the macro shot, and as you can see, you get a applied logo and printed everything else. Unusual for a watch at this price point. So you can see there you get a printed minute track, you get a printed Arabic at the 12 o'clock and all the way around, and then you get printed Arabics for the 24-hour track around the inside. Breitling 1884 down there below the 12 o'clock, below the logo. You can see there printed in white, framed date wheel there at the 3 o'clock position. Simple fence post hands for legibility on this one, of course. SuperOcean chronometer automatic, 500 meters water resistance, and that ubiquitous Swiss made at the 12 o'clock position. And just a splash of colour with that red and white arrow pointed second hand, just to break up all that blue and white. Give you something different to look at as well for your money. And here it is out on my just under 7-inch wrist, and if I'm honest, it's a little too big. So the strap that comes with this Breitling rubber strap, I had to put it on the last hole, and it still wobbles about a bit on my wrist. It's built for guys with bigger wrists, I think probably 7.5 inches. And if you think I'm going to get a $3,000 strap or $3,000 watch and try and put different straps on it and risk damaging my dad's pride and joy, something he probably appreciates in the house more than me at this point, you are absolutely nuts. And apologies for the Lume Shot as well, guys. I don't have the luxury of being able to film this at night. I was in my dad's house during the day, and I put out the blackout curtains as much as possible. So I gave this one the 2 minutes of the Lume torch and then 15 minutes of footage sped up. You can see there it does glow quite well, but this isn't full darkness, so it's not the best view of the Lume. If I'm honest, I can only apologise, but I was working with what I had and the time I had. I couldn't really be hanging around the house until midnight waiting for it to get dark in the middle of the summer. So this is kind of what you get, unfortunately. Now, the Lume, I'll be honest, I thought it would be a little bit better than this. It's not too bad, but I definitely had stronger watches for less in the Lume stakes. So likes and dislikes time, and it is a little bit cheeky of me to start mentioning dislikes, so I'll go through some of the likes in case my dad is watching and gets a bit annoyed with me. I do really appreciate that dial. The blue sunburst effect on it is gorgeous. Do you know what? The more I've seen the printed Arabics on it, I'm starting to fall for them a bit more. It's a great looking dial, incredibly legible, and you've got a little pop of colour on the second hand. The strap is soft but tough, it's pliable, it would be very comfortable, it's just too big for me, unfortunately. And the other thing I really like on this one is that crown. It's super easy to pull out, it's super easy to operate, it's got that really nice logo on it as well. Easy to unwind, as you would expect from a watch at this price point, easy to operate, and very easy to screw back in, something you don't always have on your cheap watches, and this is far from a cheap watch. Now, hopefully he's slogged off, because this is the time where I go through the things I don't like as much, unfortunately. That bezel, the rubber is a strange choice. I'm not sure about that one. It's on the SuperOceans, you either love it or you hate it, and it just seems a bit weird to me. The other thing is at certain angles, that Lume pip looks misaligned with the Arabic, and I don't know what it is. When I did the macro, it's perfect. It looks exactly on point and it looks exactly where it's supposed to be. But when I look to the naked eye, it looks slightly to the left the whole time, and I can't get that out of my head. And it's not because the watch has been knocked around the place or anything like that. It just never ever seems to sit exactly where I'd be happy with it at the 12 o'clock position. Now that could be a refraction from the sapphire, it could be the anti-reflective coating, it could just be me going insane, I have no idea. But if you notice, it doesn't seem to sit quite right on the camera, and even to the naked eye, it didn't look quite right to me. My dad says otherwise though. Also, as I mentioned in the review, the strap is too big. It doesn't fit. My dad has said he's actually thrown it into the rally hole straps there as well sometimes, but then it's too tight on his wrist. And the other thing is a big issue for me is there is no brushing on this one, which means that if, like my dad, you wear this as your daily driver, as your beater watch, as your everything watch, it will get scratched, it will get scuffed, and it will start to show wear and tear. Now that will build character with the watch if you like that, but if you're like me and you want your watch to look pretty much box fresh from the day you buy it to the day you throw it away, or the day you sell it even, this is not the watch for you. It's a great piece though, it's fantastic. If you've bigger wrists, I think it's a great watch, but it wouldn't be the way I'd spend €3,000.
So guys, there you have it, my review of the Breitling SuperOcean 42. Big thanks to my dad for letting me borrow it as well. And I don't know why I decided to do this, honestly. But thank you very much to the 1,000 people at plus who have subscribed to the channel. I will be keeping it budget normally, but I had to take the mick a small bit with you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed my, I don't know what that character was at the start, Toph something. This is my actual suit, however, it doesn't fit as well as it did before lockdown, I'll tell you that much. Hence, it's not really closed. But hopefully you guys have enjoyed the review. You've got to look at a watch maybe you wouldn't have seen before, or you might not have got a chance to experience yourselves. I'm saving up myself for my first luxury watch. I'm thinking maybe an Omega Seamaster in the black variant. So hopefully you guys will be able to enjoy my budget watches, and I might try and sprinkle in some slightly more expensive ones every now and then when the budget allows. Guys, thanks very much for subscribing. Thanks very much for watching the review. Big thanks to my dad, as I say. I have been your host, DK. This has been the Watchtower Watch Views. Nothing will have changed. We'll be back to normal next week, and I'll see you guys next time.